everyone, my name is Roya, and today I'm going to be doing the Booktube Oldie tag. So firstly, I would like to say thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. I actually just reached 1,000 subscribers recently, and it is so amazing to me that there are 1,000 people who seriously want to watch me ramble about books for no damn reason. So thank you guys so much. So whether you're new to this channel or whether you've been watching my videos for a while, thank you guys for just being interested enough in the books that I talk about to stick around. So that is really amazing to me. So since I've been here for over 5 years now, I decided that this seemed like a really fun tag to do. So this tag was created by Monica Kim, and I will leave a link to her video down below so you can check it out. And then also, you should definitely also check out Ariel Bissett's video of when she does this tag, because she also has some really good answers to these questions, because she's been doing this for like 9 years, which is kind of crazy. So anyway, so the first question is, how long have you been part of the Booktube community? I've been here for 5 years now. I started my channel on January 8th, 2015, and it's been really amazing ever since. I've never taken a break or anything, because making videos is so much fun for me, and it just keeps me sane. It's really helped me a lot, so I've just kept at it. I don't know. The second question is, what was your biggest misconception? I can't talk. What was your biggest misconception before starting Booktube? So I actually started my channel about a couple of months after I initially discovered Booktube, just because I wanted to wait until after Christmas vacation. So for like a couple of months, I was just watching people's Booktube videos and kind of seeing what books they were even talking about, because I was not really on the like young adult book bandwagon, especially. Like I had read a few of them. Like I had read the Lunar Chronicles forever ago, but I had never even heard of Shatter Me or Throne of Glass or whatever. So I was kind of like looking through all of these books and I gradually started to see that a lot of people were talking about the same young adult books, and I thought, wow, these books must be really good. I should read them. So I would like hop on over to the library and like check out as many of them as I could, and a lot of them were kind of just meh, and I didn't really like understand, because so basically my misconception was that I thought that if books were really hyped on Booktube, and if there were a lot of people who really liked them, then I would probably like them too, and that they must be really good. But that was definitely not always the case. So I don't even know, like I was discovering so many books that were so completely new to me that I had seriously never heard of, that I didn't even like have a very good perspective of what types of books I was looking for that I would actually like, etc., etc. Whereas these days I'm actually a lot better at picking and choosing the books that seem like the best ones to me, so I don't necessarily run into the problem of like not liking a book that I'm reading anymore, but back then it was stupid. Also used to think that like you had to read really hyped books in order for your channel to get popular and all of that, so that was part of the reason too why I was reading like popular books and then not liking them and all of that as much as I thought I would. And then really I have consistently gotten the most comments from people saying that they love that I haul used books, and that they love that I talk about obscure fantasy books that they hadn't heard of, and hella backlist shit and whatnot, and and that's what draws people to this channel a lot more. So anyway, the third question is, how do you think Booktube has changed since you first started? And I do think that there are a lot more channels starting that are all doing all different types of things. So there are channels who don't haul a lot of books because they mostly go to the library and showing library books and whatnot, and ebooks and audiobooks that you've read has become a lot more normal, because back then not a whole lot of people really showed like library books. I was like one of the only people whose books they were reading per month back then were like all library books. Because I seriously had like no money my entire income was from like playing in a band and writing freelance articles on the internet. So I was like really, really broke. I did not have very much money for books at all. So every time there was a book I wanted to read, I mostly would go to the library and I'd like walk there and everything. And so not having the book to actually hold up in a wrap up made me feel kind of bad for like having to kind of explain it without the book there, whereas there are a lot more people doing that now. And I think there are a lot of people who read all kinds of different stuff and everything, and it's just become a lot more with different types of readers, different types of books, different formats, all of that. And I do also think that unfortunately I feel like the publishing industry has gotten a lot more involved in booktube since I first started, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, because it certainly it allows smaller channels like mine to get the opportunity to get review copies and all of that, but it also kind of makes it so that a lot of people are talking about the same books, whereas the beauty of booktube really is that we have a lot of people not talking about all the same books. But anyway, so the fourth question is, what is your favorite booktube memory? And I do have to I mean, I can't think of a specific instance because they're all so amazing, but basically every time I've gotten to actually meet up with and hang out with any of my booktube friends, like Vanessa and Kelsey and Cassandra and Catherine, who's actually not a booktuber, she has a blog, but like still, Catherine and Cassandra I've hung out with at the past like 2 Y'all Wests, and we've had a blast, and we like shared a hotel last time and all of that. So and so we've become like this Y'all West group. Basically, it's like really weird. But anyway, like anytime I've gotten to hang out with like any of my booktube friends, it's been really, really amazing. Question 5 is, what books have you been introduced to because of booktube? And oddly enough, I mean, I know a lot of people doing this tag have been saying that the majority of books that they've discovered were from booktube. For me, that's not the case, because I feel like most of the books, especially the ones that are my favorite ones and all of that, I kind of discovered from deliberately seeking out, you know, like lists of best queer books that came out recently or whatever it is. Like I didn't, or on Twitter or something, I'll see like someone's post about something. But on booktube, I really don't see a lot of booktubers talking about those books before I've read them. So I think that really maybe only like a third of the books I discover and end up reading I discovered on booktube. So some of them are like The Thief, I've heard about on booktube a lot of times. Juliette Marillier and Octavia Butler are a couple of authors who I had not heard about really off of booktube at all. So it's basically because of several booktubers talking about them that I ended up checking out their books. And then the 6th question is, what is something that frustrates you about booktube? And this is a little bit of a tough question to answer, but I would have to say that it makes me a little bit sad when I see booktubers I know being sad that they don't have, that they haven't reached a particular subscriber milestone, or they feel like they're not big enough on booktube when actually they have like 10 times the amount of subscribers that I do. So then it makes me feel kind of bad for them, because they think that that's not that many, that they haven't gotten to their milestone. But I also kind of feel like, but it's really, you're really doing great. Like I wish y'all could see that. And I do think that that is valid. Like, certainly we all feel really inadequate here on booktube because we all wish we were like the people with 300,000 subscribers and all of that. But like, really, when you think about it, back when the first people who started their booktube channels started, no one really had more than a couple thousand subscribers for like a while. Like, no one was thinking that they would even get that many at all. So the fact that anybody on booktube has like 20,000 subscribers or more, or even 100,000, is something that no one really thought would happen until booktube was already an established like thing. So I don't know. So I think that it's kind of about quality and not quantity. And I certainly do understand, because I know that for my whole first year on Booktube, I only had like under 100 subscribers. And I kept feeling every time I uploaded a video, because I was religiously uploading a video like every few days. And every single time I thought, like, am I uploading this video for nobody? Like, I hope that somebody sees it and gets a good book recommendation out of it one day. I definitely do understand feeling like not as many people as you would want are watching your channel. And then the last question is, what is your hope for the future of Booktube? And I definitely am really glad that we see a lot more people talking about different types of books, different categories, different genres, all sorts of things. But I definitely do think there is still a huge misconception that like all of Booktube is so YA focused, because that was how it was when when Booktube started, because it was started by like people who primarily read YA and all of that. And I think a lot of it also has to do with the fact that publishing, it's always like the YA publishers that are the most involved in sending people books to review on Booktube. I kind of hope that it becomes a little bit more even, and that more people start reading adult books and all kinds of other stuff like that, that starts getting like channels that talk primarily about stuff that's not just YA, get a lot more attention and all of that. So it sort of levels it out, and so that people who want to start a Booktube channel who don't read YA don't feel kind of like silly for not reading YA and starting a channel and all that other stuff, because I know that's not that many people, but I definitely do see that happen. That is the Booktube oldie tag. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!